Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ramadan is in 23 days, and for a lot of people, this will be their first Ramadan. And for the recurring Muslims, alhamdulillah, inshallah, we will be seeing another Ramadan very soon. I don't know about you, but I kind of reflected upon my last Ramadan, and I feel like my last Ramadans were just not that good or as good as I could have made it. And of course, it's a qadr of Allah. It's Allah who wills for our Ramadan to be, like at the best it could be. But we can always reflect and make sure we can get closer to Allah this Ramadan. First of all, it's not guaranteed if we make it to this Ramadan. But second of all, it's not even guaranteed that we'll make it to the next Ramadan. So we must take advantage of this Ramadan. I remember a few days ago, someone told me about like time management and how they struggled with time management, subhanAllah. And wallahi bro, I'll be honest, this was one of my issues as well, especially dealing with like time management and just wasting my time. And I realized as Muslims, we cannot waste a single second of our time. First, we Muslims have death on our mind 24/7 for the sake of Allah, because it's actually beneficial to have it. We always get reminded that we cannot waste every second. And second of all, if you go back to the Quran and the Sunnah, our Prophet Muhammad said, it was narrated by Ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhu, that the Prophet Muhammad said, take advantage of 5 before 5. Your youth before your old age, your health before your illness, your riches before your poverty, your free time before work, and your life before death. If this doesn't encapsulate this entire point of this video, I don't know what will. So the tips that I use personally, I want to be sharing with you, and hopefully it benefits you as well, about how to stop wasting time, and it's truly helped me, and hopefully inshallah it will help you. This is not only going to be helping you get your tasks done quickly and finish your task, but it's going to help you open up that timetable to make sure that we can prioritize Allah and get closer to Allah this Ramadan, which is the entire point of Ramadan. There's a very good saying that if a man cannot take himself serious with Allah, this man will never take himself serious, nor the people around him. Praying salah in time will determine that. If we were truly serious with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we would understand that this is our only purpose, meaning we have to pray on time. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created this way for our benefit. We get benefit from praying salah, not because we get mercy from Allah. Of course we get that, but also because it makes us more disciplined. The fact that we wake up for Fajr early in the morning before sunrise, the fact that we do that, pray on time, and we wake up all groggy and everything, but the fact that we pray will tell us, and will tell our subconscious brains that we're literally capable of doing so much more. If you can wake up in, especially a cold country like mine, Canada, it's really cold. The fact that you can do that will tell your brain that pretty much you can sit through anything. First tip I want to give is create a timetable that just jots down all the salah times, because at the end what matters is the akhirah. The fact is, it's either Allah or nothing. And the way you're going to be creating this timetable is creating the timetable the night before. Not only does this give you a general basis of things you have to do throughout the day, the next day, so you don't get confused and start, scrolling, but it gives you clarity on what you want to do throughout the day. It gives you this clarity of who you want to be, who you are becoming. And then my next tip would be to prioritize hitting the gym right after your morning ibadah, or if you have to, after iftar. Hitting the gym in the morning, I know a lot of people are not morning gym people, but hitting the gym in the morning is a different feeling. If you start your day doing something hard, hitting the gym, it really pushes your mood for the rest of the day, especially if you do something that's like something a little bit more challenging. If you do like a really hard workout with the weightlifting, it will boost our mood, especially some sort of cardio in the morning. You might be calling me crazy. Yeah, it's Ramadan, you're fasting, it's the morning. So what? As there's a hadith by the Prophet Muhammad he said, the feet of the servant will not touch the ground until he asked about his life and how he spent it, his knowledge and how he acted upon it, his wealth and how he acquired it and spent it, and his body and how it was used. Subhanallah. And this hadith is in Tirmidhi. The fact is, we need to be taking care of our body and living our life to our full extent. Yes, that means getting the gym done and boosting your mood right in the morning, or again, if you feel really tired and you've tested out before, after iftar, after light iftar, go ahead and end your day with a very good workout. Second is going to be cutting the social media, preferably not just for Ramadan, but if you have to for some single reason, cut the social media out for this Ramadan. You don't need social media, maybe except YouTube so you can learn. Even then, I would install some blockers, so like you can block a few sites. I would unsubscribe to a lot of people, just subscribe to the main beneficial people, because again, there's a lot of distraction on YouTube. But you want to cut down this stupid social media, unless you make money with this, with Instagram, or you make money with TikTok or stuff like that. And once you've cut these out, you'll have so much open time, because if you check your screen time, you'll realize how much time you're actually wasting. So then what I will do is, instead of scrolling, I will take this time and focus on the thing called knowledge. Knowledge is a weapon, and if you have a certain level of knowledge, subhanallah, wallahi, you have a certain advantage. Whatever field you're in, if you have knowledge about Islam, you will ultimately become one of, the best Muslim as you can be. So the best thing we could do is to improve in a certain area of life, or just in general, study the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and use that scrolling time and replace that with just learning ilm, knowledge. There are a lot of free courses. For me, I'm going to be really taking notes and learning about the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ in the Seerah by Sheikh Uthman ibn Farouk. I love that guy, by the way. I love that Sheikh. Allah Mubarak. And the next tip I can give is, when it comes to learning and doing your homework or your assignments or just any work you have, use deep flow work blocks in order to get that done. What that's going to do is, it's going to reduce the amount of time you work, because a lot of the time we work, we're going to be distracted while working anyways. So when we go into deep flow blocks, we're just in the zone. That's what deep flow is. You're in the zone. So when you do homework in a deep flow block, you're going to be insanely focused. When you're learning in a deep flow block, you're going to be insanely focused, and you're going to be getting most of your work done in about 1 or 2 hours, or maybe 3 hours, and that's going to be enough for the day, especially for learning and doing homework. And basically just write down how much time you actually need to finish these homeworks. So for example, if you have an assignment, estimate how much time you need for each and every step, and go into deep flow blocks, and inshallah absolutely plow your way down that homework. Next is going to be prioritizing reading the Quran, and even going a step ahead and learning about the tafsir of the Quran. Finishing the Quran when there's more barakah, and it's the month of the Quran, and there's more barakah when you're reading Quran. And again, because it's just the effect of Ramadan, the more Quran we read, again, the more we get closer to Allah, the more we have Allah in our mind. And this is probably, if you had to take one thing, is just take this, is read more Quran. Quran is a miracle. It's a miracle from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we have it in our homes, and if we don't touch it, astaghfirullah. The Quran is the guidance, it's a clear guidance. Read at least 5 pages a day. But the best thing is, if you want to finish Quran this Ramadan, I recommend this tactic, which is read 5 pages per salah. So if it's Fajr, read 5 pages in the morning. Dhuhr, read 5 pages, and at the end you're going to be getting, of course, 5 times 5, which is 25, right? So you're going to be getting around 25 pages done, which should be 1 juz. So at the end, you might be asking, okay, so you gave me all of these 4 or 5 things. How do I do this? Well, it's quite simple. Every single free time you have, you want to plot these down on your task list. So for example, you're done your class, you come home and you have some free time, but you feel a little tired. Fine, you don't want to be scrolling. Rather, you want to put on a seerah or put on an Islamic video. Learn, actually actively learn. Maybe take some notes, maybe rewatch a couple of times. These are very lazy centric tasks, which again should not be lazy. We should be excited to learn about the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. He's the greatest of man. We have the best example, and again the best of creations. Anbiya, Ibrahim alayhi salam, Musa alayhi salam, Yusuf alayhi salam, the Salaf, right? Umar radiallahu anh, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anh, Uthman, Ali radiallahu anhum. Like, we have all of them. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, of course, the greatest of creation. What a lineup. Okay, I don't want to say like that, but subhanallah. So basically, have a task list, put these 5 things down, which is ilm, so knowledge, hitting the gym in the morning so it increases your mood, going into deep flow blocks so you don't have to work on schoolwork all the time, and of course reading the Quran every single day, at preferably 1 juz a day, so you can get the Quran done this Ramadan. Expect a lot more Islamic content, especially on Ramadan, since it's only 20 days away, subhanallah. Hopefully benefited. This was a very chill video. I don't want to over edit this, okay? My last video was really edited. I don't want to over edit this. I want to make it a chill video. Whoever watches, whoever doesn't watch, they lost out on some again, that's their loss, or that's whatever, it's qadr of Allah. If you're still watching, I love you for the sake of Allah, and assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.